Good evening, friends, colleagues, students, and honored guests. We're here today to honor the 90th anniversary of God's Trombones. We're also here to honor the loving memory of my friend and frat brother, Charles Burns III. His biography is noted on the back of your programs. At this time, I would once again like to take a moment to recognize Charles's mother, Candy Thompson, and his grandmother, Mardell Joy, who have traveled so far to be with us tonight. With a round of applause. Charles was a very beloved member of UNCG's English department, and our campus thought of more broadly. He was also an exemplar of the intellectual eclecticism that this university fosters and inspires. To say that I will miss Charles does no justice to the true sentiment that we all share for your loss. But on to the evening's event. God's Trombones. When James Weldon Johnson sat down to write God's Trombones, he sought to acknowledge the poetry of African American folk sermons. His project when writing God's Trombones was to invite a broader culture of listeners into the world of African American preaching and congregation. The sermons that you are going to hear tonight have captivated audiences worldwide for generations, and they continue to be performed as a loving expression of Johnson's vision for the acknowledgement of African American folk culture and American nationhood. The speakers we have assembled here tonight represent some of the best and brightest of UNCG's faculty, staff, and students. Everyone here tonight was selected because their voice and their ethos aligns with the spirit of Johnson's text. Of note, Johnson knew that his attempt to artistically fix African American culture to paper required a measure of reduction in reference to the people and culture that he sought to positively represent. Dialect, call and response, ad-libs, and the charisma and rhetorical elements of Black folk preaching and the preacher are not easily reproduced in writing. But Johnson understood that these elements are essential components of the Black church and Black folk expression. To bridge the gap between this problem, Johnson provided a pointed stage direction in his preface to God's Trombones, saying that these poems are designed to be intoned, leaving room for lyric interpretation beyond the normal theatrics of traditional Black preaching, but also providing for their inclusion as necessary. As we will see tonight, these sermons, drawn from a folk idiom, take on an artistic life all of their own when voiced by the mouths of professionals. Sadly, there has been one last-minute change that will make this performance unique in its relationship to others that you may have seen. The Reverend George Steele, who was scheduled to perform the Crucifixion, was ironically called away by his vocation this evening. As such, we will forego our reading of the crucifix to allow room for our reception, which will follow, and then the concert. But before we begin, I would like to give a special thank you to the DMC staff and students who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, creating a visual presentation to coincide with this presentation tonight. Couldn't we give them a hand? Finally, I would like to also thank Dr. Noel Morrison for bringing all of us here together tonight and organizing a wonderful set of events to commemorate the life and legacy of James Weldon Johnson.